Osho, the Beloved, Volume 1, Talks on the Baul Mystics, given at the Osho Commune International, Pune, India. Discourse number 7.
Bhagwan, the Baul sing, commit yourself to the earth while on the earth, my heart, if you wish to attain the unattainable man. Place at his feet your flowers of feelings and prayers of tears flooding your eyes. The man you seek is earthed in the earth, deceased while being. Dying with death, you must live to seek.
The religion of the Bauls is the religion of the earth. It is radical because it pertains to the very roots of being. When I say it is the religion of the earth, I mean many things. It is the religion of the body. It is the religion of nature. It is the religion of reality. The Bauls don't believe in fantasy, and they don't believe in some heavenly paradise. And they don't believe in faraway goals. They are not utopians. They are very realistic people, down to earth. This is something very special in the world of religions, because ordinarily religions are nothing but wish fulfillments, dreams of a suffering humanity. Because humanity is suffering, it substitutes reality by dreaming. A poor man can console himself that at least in the kingdom of God, he will be the first. He can console himself by sayings like, "Blessed are the meek, because they shall inherit the earth." The poor in the spirit are the people of God, and those who are last will be the first in my kingdom of God. The poor man needs all these consolations. Man is afraid of death. He needs to be again and again reassured that you are a soul, deathless, immortal. Only the body dies, not you. Man is suffering 1001 complexities. The whole life is almost an oceanic sadness, suffering, sorrow. It is difficult to bear it. Dreams are needed, hopes are needed of a better future, of a better world. Maybe it is beyond death, but just the idea that it is there waiting for you. And the suffering is only for today. Pass it somehow. Believe in the tomorrow. Sooner or later you will be relieved of it. Ordinary religions are the religions of tomorrow. They simply indicate that because man lives in suffering, man needs dreaming. The religion of the Bauls is very down to earth. It believes in the here now. It does not say the paradise is somewhere else, it is here. And you cannot postpone it. And all postponement is dangerous, suicidal. And if you cannot discover it here now, you will never discover it anywhere else, because you will remain the same. And whenever you will be, life will always come in the form of here now. So the only door to reality is here, this very moment. The Bauls say, this is the reality, and there is no that. They don't divide reality in two. They don't say illusory and the real. They don't say Maya and Brahma. They don't say this and that. They say this is all. This moment is total. And all division is dangerous, because reality is nowhere divided, it is indivisible. Hence, they don't talk about a God somewhere sitting in the seventh heaven. They talk about a totally different God, rooted in you, rooted here in the earth, rooted in this body, rooted in these emotions, lust and love, rooted here in tension and stress. The God of the Bauls is a very real God. You can touch Him, you can love Him, you can embrace Him, you can live with Him, you can live Him. It is not far away. It is very close. Closer than close, because it is you. They don't use the word God at all. Their word for God is Adhar Manus, the essential man. Man himself is divine. If you enter yourself, you will be entering God. If you enter this world, you will be entering God. This does not mean that there is no God. This is a radical standpoint, but not negation. It is a very revolutionary attitude, but not negative. It does not mean that God does not exist. In fact, it means that God exists here now, and the responsibility is yours to discover Him. And there is no alibi, there is no excuse to post. In Chinese, Taoists have reached to the same viewpoint. They dropped the very word God. They started using a word Chailan. Chailan means nature. That is God. Chailan means that which happens of itself. That which is already happening. That which has always been happening and will go on happening. That is the meaning of the word Tao also. In the Vedas, Hindus have a beautiful word. They call it Ritam. Exactly that is what Tao or Chailan is. Ritam means nature. Not God. Because whenever you say God, somehow it is always somewhere else, not here. At least not in you, not in your neighbor. The earth seems to be not worthy enough for God to be here. Jainas and the Buddhists, they use the word Dhamma. That exactly means nature. The Sanskrit word Dharma also means nature. It is not equivalent to the English word religion. No, not at all. In fact, both are polar opposites. Religion means that which binds you, gives you a certain organization, a church. It gives you a certain belonging. Dharma means that which frees you from all churches, from all organizations. Dharma is individual, religion is social. Religion belongs to the collective crowd. Religion does not belong to the individual. Christianity, Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism are all religions. They are not dharmas. Dharma has no adjective to it. Everybody has to discover his own dharma. Everybody has to discover his own nature. The Baul's attitude that God is here in you has to be understood as deeply as possible, because there is no other God. In fact, because religions have been talking about a God somewhere else, that's why the world has become more and more godless. Because the God that is not here and cannot be touched and cannot be seen and cannot be lived with cannot be very appealing. And as man grows to be mature, that God will start disappearing, withering away. Whenever man will become very mature, those gods of the dreams will disappear and man will be left without God. That's what has happened to this age. It is not because of atheists that man has become godless. It is because of a wrong notion of God. Marx could condemn the God of the Christians. Marx cannot condemn the God of the Bauls. Scientists can deny the God of the so-called religious, but scientists cannot deny the God of the Baul, because he never proposes anything dreamlike. He is simply realistic. I have heard a beautiful anecdote. A commissar in Russia asked a peasant how the new potato crop production plan was coming. Under our glorious leader, said the peasant, our potato crop has been miraculous. If we were to put all the potatoes in a pile, they would make a mountain reaching to the feet of God. But you know, there is not any God, said the commissar. I know, said the peasant, but there are not any potatoes either. A God in the sky is a false God. Not that the sky is without God, no. The sky is as full of God as the earth. But the first understanding of God is going to be rooted in the earth. The first understanding has to be of the roots. And out of those roots, your understanding will grow and spread to the farther corners of existence. But the journey starts at home. It starts deep within you. The first glimpse of God has to be in the innermost shrine of your heart. If you have not seen Him there, you can go on talking about Him, but you will not be ever able to see Him anywhere. The first encounter has to happen within you. Once it happens, you will be surprised that you start seeing God everywhere. Once you have seen within your heart, how can you miss Him? Because everywhere the heart is throbbing with Him. The tree is full of Him, and the rock also, and the river and the ocean, and the animals and the birds. Everywhere, once you have felt His pulse, once you have felt Him circulating in your own blood, once you have had an experience in your own marrow, everywhere, wherever you will look, you will find Him. But it cannot happen otherwise. If you are empty of His experience, you can go to the farthest corner of the world. Your traveling will be in vain. You will never reach His temple, because you missed the very root of it. You missed Him at home. If your own house does not become His temple, then no temple can be His abode. If your own house has become His temple, then all houses are His abode. When the Baul say that one has to be very earth-oriented, they don't mean that the sky is empty of God, but they say if the earth is not full, then the sky is absolutely empty. Even if the earth is not full, how the sky can be full of Him? If He is not here, how He can be there? If He is not this, how He can be that? If He is not today, how He can be tomorrow? If He is not in this life, how He can be in the next? Their logic is simple and irrefutable. But man has created a God in the skies. Why? This God is not a real God. It is a substitute. Because you are missing Him here. And you are missing Him so tremendously that you have to put Him somewhere or other. Otherwise you will feel very alone. You will feel so lonely that you will miss the meaning of life. And it is good to put Him very far away, because then there is no hurry. And the journey is so far that you cannot complete it today. Even this life is not enough. So enough space to postpone. Enough space to say that, yes, one day I will do. Enough space to pretend that you are interested in Him. And go on continuing to be of the world, and go on talking at the same time about God. This is the double talk, the double bind of ordinary humanity. People talk about God and live according to the devil. They go to the temple, but they never reach. They read the Bible, they read the Quran, but they never listen. These are pretensions, only on the surface. This is how the hypocritical humanity is born, a false pseudo-humanity. I have heard Mullah Nasruddin went to his psychiatrist once and said, "Doctor, I wonder if you can split my personality for me." "Why? Why would you want to do that?" asked the doctor, surprised. "Because," said the mullah, "I am so lonesome." Man feels very alone without God. And to find the real God is arduous. It is very easy to create a pseudo-God which looks like God, which appears like God, at least gives consolation that I am not alone. Have you watched your concept of God? Has it arisen out of the experience of your own being, or has it arisen out of your experience of your loneliness? That is the criterion. If you believe in God because you feel lonely, your God is going to be false. If you believe in God because you have experienced Him in your aloneness, it has come out of your own being, then the God is real. Then let Nietzsche declare that God is dead. Your God can never be dead. Your God is alive in you. How Nietzsche can declare that God is dead, but he could declare, and not only declare, his declaration became a prophecy. Within 100 years, his declaration has become a reality. The God of the churches is dead. The God of the temples is dead. The God of the books is dead. Nobody has been ever so prophetic as has been Nietzsche. God is disappearing. The very word has become ugly. Just the other day I was reading a Christian priest's book. I was surprised because I have heard about cases in which, particularly in India, people read, if they want to read the Playboy, they hide it in their Gita or in their Bible and they read it. That I have heard, but that Christian says that he was so afraid to read Bible that he was hiding his Bible behind the cover of a Playboy magazine. It has come to happen in the West. So when he will go every Sunday to his beauty parlor, he will take his Bible, but afraid that others may see that he is reading a Bible so out of date. He will hide it into a Playboy magazine and will read his Bible there. One day he came across in the Bible, Jesus says that if you deny me, remember, at the last day of judgment, I will also deny you. So he became afraid, because this is a sort of denial, reading Bible behind the cover of Playboy. He became so afraid that he started perspiring. Because Jesus says, if you deny me, then before God I will not recognize you. So he threw away the Playboy magazine And he felt so good. He went to his priest and said, "Today I have done a great deed. I gathered courage to let people know that I read Bible. God is dead, must be dead." Have you watched yourself? If you are carrying a Bible, you feel a little awkward. Or if you are going to the temple, you start finding excuses that you are going because your wife has gone and there is some work to be done, or your father is there, or you are just going for the formality's sake. It is just social. Have you watched how things change? I was reminded when I was reading this, a beautiful story. One dacoit, a great robber, became interested in the American ways of dacoitry. Everybody has to be interested now, because everybody in his own profession is trying to go to America. Doctors are going, engineers are going. So the dacoit thought, why not we? We can also learn the modern techniques. So he went to America. He joined with a gang. And he was watching and observing what they are doing, the modern techniques. And he was surprised because the first day they kidnapped a beautiful woman. And then they were writing. But he said, this is okay because we also do in India the same. We kidnap a woman and then we write a letter to the husband that if within 3 days you don't give us 50,000 rupees, then we will kill your wife. So he said, but what is new in it? Then he looked when they were writing the letter. Then he was surprised. He said, what are you doing? Because they were writing in the letter that if within 3 days you don't send us $50,000, we will send your wife back. The world has tremendously changed. People used to read playboys, hiding them in their Bible covers. But now they are hiding their Bibles in playboy covers. Nietzsche was right. God is dead. But the real God cannot die. That's impossible. To say God is dead is to say life is dead. If God means life, then the statement God is dead is simply stupid, meaningless, contradictory. Because life is that which lives, that which goes on living. The Bauls will laugh. They will say, then you have not understood the real God. Yes, your God is dead because he was false. But the God of the Bauls is not dead, cannot be dead, because we never talked about God. We talk about life, love. If all the temples are destroyed and all the mosques and gurdwaras are burnt, nothing will be. Nothing will be happening to the gods, because the God enshrined there is not the real God. The God enshrined in you is the real God, and that cannot be destroyed. Life cannot be destroyed. Life goes on. It is an eternal river. But man feels lonely. In his loneliness he creates fantasies, dreams. Man has become so lonely that he finds solace in any way, anywhere. It is unfortunate, but this is no way to find the real. I was reading one anecdote. Era quit college, got himself a backpack and began hitchhiking around the United States. After he had been gone more than a year, he telephoned home.